Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. I hope you had a great Christmas yesterday and look forward to the new year coming up. A lot of you probably will have New Year's resolutions, ideas that, hey, let me do something different. Start your New Year's resolution today. Why put it off till January 1st? If it's that important that you think you need to change what you're doing in life, start immediately and evaluate where you are, prepping wise, financially wise, and make changes. And it goes back to the decisions we've made through our whole life. So if you make good decisions, bad decisions, it doesn't matter, but all of those decisions has affected you up to this point. So if you don't like the way things are going, you might need to change your decision-making process or just change things. And that's important to do. I think as preppers, a lot of you have decided, hey, I need to be more prepared, and you've gone down that route. And I commend you 100%. But I want to bring up the country of Lebanon. Lebanon has suffering a huge financial collapse. It is a collapse. They have lost 90% of their value in the Lebanese, I think it's the lira. So they lost 90% of their value. In 2020, they were having 85% inflation, which is devastating for that year. And their inflation's high again this year, and it will be high next year. This is because of very bad management in the government, corruption, spending money, and outright just stealing, corruption, and borrowing. They are financially destroyed. The president of Lebanon said it's going to take 6 to 7 years to get out of this. 6 to 7. That's malarkey, because they're not changing anything. The only thing keeping them afloat right now is the UN and some international agencies are helping them. But I want to put that in perspective of us. They are collapsing because they're not, they don't have the world's currency, as in the sense of the reserve currencies that the United States does. When, I'm not going to say if the United States' economy collapses or if their dollar becomes worthless, it will happen just because of the continuing corruption. It's corruption. When you send money overseas to every agency, every group of people that want our dollars, and you don't not take care of the people at home, that money is funneling back to politicians. It funnels back to corporations. It's corruption. It's money sent through one way to get eventually to someone that has supported you in the government. And that's what's happening. We give a lot of money away that we don't have, and Americans are suffering. And this isn't a Republican and Democrat thing. Both sides do it equally. They fail to take care of Americans. So if Lebanon says they need 6 to 7 years to fix it, when we collapse, there will be no fixing it, seeing we're the reserve currency. So I'm urging you, going into this new year, to look at your financial situation and start, yes, prepping for that short-term month, 2 months, 6 months, but eventually look at it when you get to that point and say, all right, the dollar bill one day is going to be worthless. How am I going to support my family? And if you look at Venezuela, you can now see it in Turkey, Argentina, and you look at other places that have collapsed, what keeps those people afloat? So you don't have to spend half of your life standing in line for a loaf of bread or trying to find needed supplies. Yes, you can only put a certain amount of stuff back that's going to get you through, but putting that stuff back will get you through, but you need a long-term plan. How am I going to make it? If you're in a place where you know you can't grow anything, you can't harvest anything, you can't even harvest rainwater, you can't go to a creek that's on your property, if you can't cut a tree down and let that wood dry and then put it in a wood stove, you need to reevaluate. If you don't want to reevaluate it, so be it. If you want to go through life like that, nothing that I can say is going to change your mind, and that's okay. There are people that are looking at the problem and saying, I need to change. And that's why I urge you, coming into this new year, yeah, take care of that short-term emergency, but you need to look at the long game. The long game is a dollar bill that's absolutely worthless, a dollar bill that has hyperinflation, maybe you not having a job, maybe not being the necessary supplies out there to buy just to sustain life at a basic level. How about a job? So going into this new year, start thinking that. I don't want to depress you. Actually, it's not depressing for me. It's motivating. It's how can I do better? How can I position myself and my family to succeed in what's coming down the road? You might have to change your investment strategy. Some of you are probably putting money into the stocks and bonds, and you might be making great money. You might need to take a small part of that and start applying it to physical preps. Things that you eat, things that you wear, things that you put on your clothes, tools, things that you can use around the house, so you don't have to hire someone to come in and do something. You need to learn that task. So hopefully you had a great Christmas. But if you're going to think about a New Year's resolution right now, start it tomorrow. Don't wait till January 1st. It makes no sense. If it's that important, start it now. Thanks for watching.